When I won the title of Miss New York, I don't think I would have been able to handle it in the way that I did when I won the title of Miss America, because I really tried to take that conversation, the negative conversation, and create a positive discussion. I was able to really launch my platform on a level I could have never imagined with diversity and cultural competency. I was on major news networks talking about this. It really sparked a global conversation, not only within the US, but across the world, I noticed. I was able to, colleges and universities were having discussions about it in classrooms, and that's really what I wanted to reach out to and target. And so I think there really was a silver lining in it, and I think that this year it's been really well received.
Hi, Nina, congratulations in the first place.
Thank you.
And my question is similar to that, but with the crowd on your head, when you are talking, I'm sure the whole world will listen. Why can't you start a program especially on the racial discrimination, especially for the Indians, treating with very hardly, even in the high schools, when you are talking about from the high schools, from the elementary to the airports, when they are picking randomly, even they choose to pick Indians, thinking something else. So why can't you start something like a program to talk about it?
Yes, I actually already did start a program, and what people don't realize is that the majority of my platform work that I've done was before I won Miss America, because you don't just waltz in as Miss America in your interview. It's a 10-minute private interview with a panel of 7 judges, and they ask you anything from current events, political events, your platform, which mine was diversity, and so when you are competing for Miss America, when you are applying for that job, you have had to do the work beforehand. And so my platform, Celebrating Diversity Through Cultural Competency, I started my own nonprofit called Calling All Cultures, now changed to Circles of Unity, which is also something I started at the local level. Partnered with the YMCA, YWCA. Their mission is eliminating racism, empowering women, which went hand in hand with everything I was wanting to do. And we actually started programs in elementary schools, because the issue I found is that schools really didn't have any diversity programs. We certainly didn't have it when I was growing up, and I think that's significantly changing now. And so I took this initiative to start this own program called Calling All Cultures, where we had an entire diversity day at a local elementary school. Each classroom was a different country, and children rotated between those classrooms and learned something really specific to that country, whether it be learning a new language or trying a different cuisine, an instrument, talent, something very specific, so they were actually engaged with hands-on activities, because that's how children learn best, in my opinion. With actual hands-on activities where they can touch and feel things, opposed to just sitting in a lecture and learning about it. And I think this isn't just about the Indian culture, because I am first and foremost Miss America. And while I am proud of to be a part of the Indian community, it's also about other cultures living in this country, battling very significant stereotypes that we deal with every day. It's not just us, it's all groups of people that go through this, and it's important to address all of them. And thank you for that question, because this year really has been difficult in that sense. I'm a very quiet, shy person. That's how I've always been. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I was blessed to be a good speaker, which I don't think comes easily to everyone. I'll thank my dad for that. But my sister was always the outgoing one. She was always the social butterfly. Always did the talking, so I really never had to. And this year, to have the spotlight turned on me, I have a very small circle of friends, to have the spotlight turned on me to kind of say what you're doing, where everyone wants a picture or touch and feel you, they want a part of you, and I understand that. It's been very difficult for me because I don't like the attention. And people are like, well, you knew what you were getting into when you signed up for Miss America. And I said, yes, but not to the extent. You know about it, you hear about it, but to actually go through it is something very different. So usually when I travel, I always wear glasses and a baseball cap. I don't like to be recognized. I don't, I just want to be in a bubble for a little while. And I don't know if that'll go away or what the future will hold, but it's been something that's proven to be, people always say, if you want to be rich and famous, consider being rich and not famous. Because there's a trade-off to it, there really is. And I do go to McDonald's. I prefer Chick-fil-A though.
How do you feel about cultural appropriation these days in the media, like people playing dramas, wearing beanies and stuff?
Well, I think I will first say that I think it's also trendy to be well-rounded, I suppose. But also the Indian culture specifically historically, I think, has really been portrayed to be sexy, which is so interesting in my mind because, I mean, I didn't grow up with that mentality by any means. And to this day, my mom is like, don't post any pictures of you in a swimsuit. And I'm like, Mom, have you Googled me? It's out there. I'm sorry. And so that's been really interesting. I think it's just a trend. But I also will say, I think it is, I like when celebrities try to turn it into a positive way and portray that well-roundedness and try to incorporate cultures into our world. I think assimilate is a better word. And so, and one of the things I learned kind of in my journey is that assimilation really has to happen from both sides. And to see American people try to incorporate Indian cultures, Hispanic, ethnic, whatever it may be, I think is a step in the right direction, as long as it's not offensive.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have a bachelor's working in New York and came to the South. And what a hard struggle that was as a woman, as a foreigner in a small southern town. They basically told me to leave the town. They said they have nothing for me to do there. I should leave and go for bigger city where they will accept me. I said, look, I'm not going anywhere. I came to work here and I'm going to stay here. And believe it or not, on the day I took that stand, they all had to back off. So it's so nice for me to see in my own lifetime a change like this. And I had struggled, even though I was in a hospital, because I was a foreigner and a woman. And they said I didn't have any place there. And they asked me which church I belonged to. If I didn't belong to a church, I couldn't be in that town. So all the struggles I had to overcome single-handedly because there was no other women to support me. There was not too many Indians in a small town in those days. So it's very nice for me to see you here.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much, Nina. We really appreciate you on behalf of Women's Forum. And my name is Nina Davuluri, I'm the chair for Women's Forum. And on behalf of Women's Forum and NATA 2014, I really thank you all for being here. So the show is not done yet. We still going to have Nina Davuluri here for even tonight. So right after this, she's going to move to C107. So anybody who's interested to take a picture, we have to be in line in C107. She would be taking pictures. I do not want everybody to leave. There's going to be a very limited pictures that she can take, and C107, and we're going to continue the discussion.